The sons of God saw that the daughters of men were fair, and they took wives of all they desired and chose. Then the Lord said, my spirit shall not forever dwell and strive with man, for he also is flesh. But his days shall yet be 120 years. There were giants on the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of God lived with the daughters of men, and they bore children to them. These were the mighty men who were of old, men of renown. You ever wonder why, seriously, God would forbid the his sons to intermingle? Well, let's just go ahead and say it, or interbreed with the daughters of men. You ever wonder why? Well, I know certain books like the Book of Enoch and other books and whatnot teach that these angels taught men metallurgy, how to make weapons, how to put on makeup, um, make makeup from clay from the ground, and there's all these different kind of things. Um, but in spite of making weapons and teaching men how to war and what have you with each other, all that were like side effects. The real reason, what I think, is hidden in the clue of this particular scripture that I just read in the book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 3. Then the Lord said, my spirit shall not forever dwell and strive with man. There's a clue right there. You know what that clue is? It's called disconnect. I think at that particular point, right before the days of Noah, the great disconnect uh, that people in God had, the great disconnect started happening in epic proportions. There's an understanding that when Adam and Eve were ejected from the Garden of Eden, there was a that was the beginning of the disconnect for the descendants of Seth. Of course, we know Cain was disconnected completely, and his descendants supposedly. And there's a lot of evidence with regard to biblical lore that the serpent was Cain's father. But anyway, yeah, I mean, that's the reason why God pretty much forbade his sons to mingle with the daughters of men, because you have two different kinds of beings. We understood the sons of God to be angelic in nature, angels, and they have their assignments. So if they leave their assignments, guess what? They disconnect. If they intermingle with people, then guess what? For that to happen, they have to disconnect from God. The people would have to disconnect from God in order to connect with these angelic beings. So when an angel disconnects, leaves his habitation, he becomes, technically, the angel becomes a demon with a selfish agenda. And that's what a demon is. A fallen angel meaning a disconnected angel with a selfish agenda. Likewise, when humans would intermingle with these beings, in order to do so, they had to disconnect from their source, the creator. And as a result of that, they people are selfish. They have selfish agendas. They're egomaniacs, egotists. By the same token, these angels that left their habitation and became demons, they're also egotists too in their own way. So here's the thing: when you disconnect from the creator, from the source, there was those feelings of isolation, just like Adam and Eve. They felt inadequate. They knew they were naked. They got embarrassed. You got all these weird emotional negative feelings that come with disconnect, and it's all fear based. You're afraid now. You're afraid of everybody and everything. Everybody and everything becomes your enemy, your competitor. Nobody's trusting nobody. And guess what? If you don't trust nobody, you believe everybody's your enemy or your competitor or out to get you, wars happen and the world goes to pot. All hell breaks loose, and we all see how the world is today. So that's why these and some people call them watchers. In the book of Enoch, they're referred to as watchers, these angels that had earthly assignments. And yeah, they had earthly assignments. They gravitated around the earth and dwelled upon the earth. And they left their habitation. And that's why God didn't want them to leave their habitation, because in order for them to do that, they'd have to disconnect. And that's when you become evil. And that's when, like they say, evil is to live backwards. If you spell it backwards, evil spelled live. And likewise, humans. Humans disconnect from the source. They don't know what to do or how to live as far as interacting with each other, at least. And if they disconnect from God, guess what? They're disconnected from each other. All the relationships and the connections that we have, that we think we have, they're ego based. They're pretentious. It's tit for tat. I'll do for you as long as you do for me. If you don't love me the way I deserve to be loved, then I don't need you. I mean, just all kind of stipulations. Nothing's unconditional. So basically, God was trying to preserve a degree of love on this planet by forbidding the angels to leave their habitation, disconnect from Him. And yeah, they angels have a connection to the source. That's the greater source. That's God the Father, just like humans. And if they disconnect, then what else are they gonna do except try to reconnect to people, latch on to people, which is what demons do. They're looking to latch on and possess people because they've been disconnected from the source. Likewise, people that have been disconnected from the source, they kind of sort of need a demon to be a source of some kind of spiritual guidance, if you will, because they have none. They have no spirituality. So the demon steps in and slides into that void. It becomes their source of spirituality. But unfortunately, it causes people to live backwards. It causes people to be evil. But anyway, um, thank you for listening. And The Book of Spiritology, The Power of Spiritology. I don't have it with me. I should have had it. I left it downstairs. But the book, The Power of Spiritology, is on sale at Amazon.com. The Power of Spiritology. Get you a copy. It'll show you the way of reconnecting. Get you a copy. Subscribe to the Spiritology Television Network, and I'll be giving you more of these little tidbits and whatnot that I've discovered based upon my own research and reflection and acquired insight. Take care, and God bless.